Hi, how are you? My name is Chris Dessi. I am CEO of Silverback Social, and as well, I'm also the producer and founder of a summit called the Westchester Digital Summit. A few months ago, Greg reached out to me and asked if I would be part of Million Dollar University, and of course I said yes. Greg is an inspiration to me, and I think to a lot of entrepreneurs out there. By following what he's been passionate about, he's built a phenomenal business, and hopefully I'm assuming that we will be able to potentially bestow some information to you and help you on your journey. On my personal journey, I've been in digital marketing since 2000. I have an undergraduate degree in psychology and a master's degree in direct marketing, and I was fortunate enough to have a mentor in my father who guided me when I wanted to get involved in the dot-com boom and said, get your master's degree. This internet thing is just direct marketing on steroids. My career has evolved through that, and I've been eyes wide open, ears wide open, and paying attention to the manner in which we aggregate and disseminate information as a culture and how that's shifted. How previously, when we were working on a marketing campaign, you would have a definitive message going from the individual to the mass market, but how the internet has changed that and how social media has changed that. I believe that you, as an entrepreneur and as an individual, have infinite power by accessing these technologies that today are free and at your disposal. And I challenge you to offer some sweat equity into some of these platforms, into Twitter, into Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, Google+, YouTube, etc. Because previously, throughout the course of the past 500 years, there have been inventions like the printing press, the telephone, television, video camera, audio, etc. And there have been gatekeepers to those bits of media that once you had to go to the gatekeeper and say, Mr. Newspaper Man, I'd like to pay you money to advertise in your newspaper. Or you'd have to be a political activist and say, I want my information out there from the one-to-many distributorship, and that's changed. Now you have the power to go ahead and become that editor and that producer and be a blogger. You don't need to go through a gatekeeper. And previously, you used to be able to pick up a telephone and have a one-to-one conversation from one end of the planet to the other. But now you don't even have to pay the telephone company. Now you could do it on Skype or GoToMeeting. That's hugely powerful. And previously you used to have to go to a radio director or at a radio station and say, Mr. Radio Station Director, please let me pay you money to advertise my business. And you don't need that anymore. The sweat equity of sitting in front of a microphone and creating a podcast, you've now created your own radio show. And if you dedicate yourself to generating quality content, and you dedicate yourself to reaching out to your customer and offering context in the conversation, I promise you, magical things will happen. At Silverback Social, we work with large brands and we engage as those large brands within the social media ecosystem, but we also have educational services where we talk to our individuals and we help them better understand the technologies that are at their fingertips so they can generate revenue and have a relationship with their consumer that they have never in the history of time been able to have. So hopefully, as I continue to be more involved with the project, I can perhaps offer a glimpse into the insight that we give to our clients and perhaps help you generate revenue by leveraging the power of social media. I believe in it. It's worked for me. It's gotten this ugly mug on television simply by blogging and generating interesting content based on what I know. A producer typed in to Google, social media guru. And because I had written a blog post saying if anybody says they're a social media guru, they're full of it because it changes too rapidly. And because I was writing from my heart, I generated good content and there was context in his search. That afternoon he called me. He said, Chris, there was an EMT fired over a Facebook post. Can you come into Fox and talk about that? I thought he wanted me to talk to a bunch of executives. He wanted me to sit in front of a camera and have a conversation on the 6 o'clock news. And the rest is history. Looking forward to meeting you in person, and I hope that this little bit was helpful. Thanks so much for having me.